Marshall and Blacker Welsh. And what they taught you about the craft of DJing.
Well, Johnny Marshall and Blacker Welch was really two of my first musical mentors. Those was the first two artists I associate with as a youth. Before I even learned to DJ, I was just a little apprentice on the corner, and there was the community stars in Riverton City, DJ and a sound called King Joe, and they also DJ and studio mix sound from Waterhouse. So those were the first two men who I came in close contact with as musician, DJ should say. And I've been watching them doing their craft until I decided to hold the mic one night, and they was really excited for me. And from there, they started to show me how to rhyme and wordplay, and that's where I get my first little musical influence as an artist. And then I moved to Seaview Garden and migrated from Riverton, and I started to see Shabba Rankin and more stars, and the influence keep growing. And I never stop until I end up at King Jammy studio from the influence of Boom Dynamite encouraging me. And that's where the history started. So Johnny Marshall and Blacker Welch is two persons who play a great role in my musical career.
So is it true criticism from Luciano and Garnet Hill pushed you to record roots, reality and culture, and Down in the Ghetto?
No, it never pushed me to record it. It pushed me to take up back my real catalog, because the first song I recorded when I went to Jammy Studio for Uncle T was a song named You See the Gun In, a long time it fit done, and if you love you like my friend, you would have put down the gun, or the gun, you know. Because when I learned to DJ, Blacker Welch and Johnny Marshall, they are cultural artists. The first time I learned to DJ was culture music we are sing. When I was a youth, I lived down the gully. I used to wear up and some could have seen my body. Enough girl pass and laugh after me. We learned to DJ about our own situation, what we're going through. And it was mainly struggle. And listening Josie Whale and Brigadier and Charlie Chaplin, all those roots, man. We are roots DJs, because DJing start from the roots lyrics. It's way in the late 80s and the early 90s, where you got the Super Cat and the Ninja Man and the Cutty Rankin and the Mad Cobra, where the Rude Boy era came in. So when I was exposed to music, it's all culture. But when I went to Jammies and I advised, they gone in a long time it for done. It wasn't getting no attention. So when I said, paid, excitement started, so I thought, oh, this is what they wanted, not even thinking that this is not the best thing. Comparing to the gun in Fidon and the gun in Giant Lodge, I was just craving the excitement and the attention. When the elders said, because that was when Paned died, 94 now. 93 I came out saying people dead, and Paned died 94. And Buju did the song, murderer, blood is on your shoulder. And the whole industry was so hurt for Paned death. And then now, it was alleged that his gunmen killed Paned. So when we are say, filming gun in Giant Lodge, it's like we are celebrate these gunmen who kill our fellow artists. So that's what Luciano and Garnet Silk was saying. We're not sharing stage with people who glorify these people who killing our brothers. And then I think back and said, well, but me not have me really for cultural lyrics them a long time. And roots, reality and culture with that practice it true. So that's why I said, you know what? Real and come again now, killer. Go back for your real book. I'm gonna go for the Lord is my light and salvation. Mama not in a good mood, book, and poor people fed up, and it continues. So it was a positive critique, because it's something that affects us. They was talking against, they wasn't just talking against you singing a gun song. It's because a gunman killed our fellow artists. So we don't really want to condone that. And it was the best thing to do. And it leads me to go in my real character, poor people governor. And it even helps me today, you know, to have that strong persona and personality. And people look up to poor people governor more than the warlord. So those men helped me to mold myself even better. So critic is good and critic is bad. So we have constructive criticism, and that was one.
So you had mentioned that you had sung People Dead, and then right a year after that, Planet died. Do you think after singing those conscious lyrics, did you see an influence on your surroundings after?
Most definitely. A lot of young people, even today, people who are entrepreneurs and successful business people came up to me and said, well, Killer, you see when you sang that song, boop, 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 the morning with you and Beanie on the TV, I was on my way to school and I late for class, but I made it. I'm a graduate today and a successful business person, and that song has encouraged me to be who I am today, you know? So those music has touched a lot of people.